Hello everyone and welcome back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I'm going to recreate this sleeve. So at the end of the day, this was what I actually achieved. So I'm going to show you two ways how to do this petal sleeve or rose sleeve. So guys, so this is the fabric that I'm going to be making use of. So it's just a normal fabric. So I folded the fabric into two. So I'm just trying to trim this fabric out. So the next thing you are going to do, you are going to measure your round sleeve measurement. So that top part, because it is an off shoulder sleeve, you are going to place it there. So for mine, it's actually 10 inches. So I'll divide that into two and then I'll place 5 inches and then add 1 inch allowance to it. So since it is an off shoulder sleeve, I'm going to take out 5 inches from that top and then I'll measure it to 8 and then I'll curve that out. The next thing, I'm going to measure the length of my sleeve. So that's the length. I'm measuring the sleeve. I used about 12 inches and then add the round sleeve measurements to it. I'll just connect it to that armhole line. So that's very simple way of cutting out an off shoulder sleeve. For those of you that don't know how to cut this out, it's a very simple process. Okay. So the next thing now, I'm just trying to open up. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to cut the base of our rose, rose or petals or whatever. So the next thing, I'm trying to measure what I want. If you notice, it is a little bit longer. So I just came up by 2 inches. That is like added 2 inches to the length of the sleeve, and that's what I did. So and then the next thing now, check that armhole measurement. That's from that top to know how many inches I'm going to cut out. Okay. So for this, I'm using about 5 inches because I don't want it to cover the whole of the sleeve. And then I'll measure that 12 inches, like I said, that 12 inches plus 2 inches. I'll cut it out. That's the length of my sleeve plus 2 inches. So it will be longer than the original sleeve. So you can see it is longer. So I noticed that it was a little bit over long. So I had to trim it. So guys, just sorry about my voice. Okay. So I trimmed that out. And then the next thing, I'll just fold that into two and try to create like a circle, like a small circle. That's what I'm trying to achieve here. So I just curved it in. And then at the end of the day, I noticed it was not looking fine. So I had to retrim it again. Okay. So just trim that, just create a round, like a round base, rather. So you can say I placed it on it. So I think it looks good. Okay. So at the end of the day, I noticed that mine was a little bit big. That 5 inches that I used was too big. So you can reduce yours. So the next thing, I created straps, and the strap I created were like 2 inches on fold. So I'm just trying to check first because we're going to literally pleat this on top. So let's just go over to the machine and do it. So the first way, before I talk about the first way, so if you notice my round base that I cut, I sharpened the edge a little bit. I made it a little bit more pointier than the way it was looking originally. So you can see it is looking more pointier at the top now. Okay, so the next thing, now the first method, you can actually pleat your straps. You fold the strap into two and then iron it. Like I said, I used 2 inches. I noticed that it was a little bit too big at the end of the day, so you can reduce it to by 1.5, and then you are just going to keep pleating this around the sleeve like that. Okay, so that's one way. And then the next way, the next second method, is you can create your pleat on your straps already. I found out that this one is very easy. You understand? This one is like super easy. You pleat all of your straps down and then you now bring them back and then sew it on that base, on that round base. Okay, you can see how easy it is compared to, you see the other one. I'll still show you guys how to do it, but this is like 100% faster, as in very fast and easier compared to that one. So you can see, so I'm just trying to navigate the edges of the base, okay, of the petal blade base or the rose base. So I'm just plating. It's already plated, so I'm just sewing it attached. I'm just like attaching it, okay, on it like that. So that one got finished. So I created more pleats for the second one also. So now I'm going to show you on the remaining small part. Let me show you how to, if you, the second way of doing this, that's if you want to pleat it directly. Like I said, that first one is easier, but let's just see so that you guys will understand. So you are going to take it like this, and then you are going to start pleating it on the actual base. So you can see I should have turned my camera to the side. So you just keep pleating, and you just be turning it around and be pleating it small small like that. You can see I'm just trying to use my hand just to create, basically just create your pleats around. Okay, so that's what I'm just trying to do there. Okay, so you just be placing it, and then as you are doing it, you just be using your hand, be arranging it, and then you'll be turning it around like that. So like I said, my 2 inches was too big. So reduce your own, reduce it to like 1.5, so it will look small like the original picture. Okay, and then the 5 inches that we use for the base also, it was too big, so you can use like 3 inches or 3.5. Okay, so that's it. I'm pleating them, so I'm done with that one. So this is the pleated one already, which is like the simple and easiest way. So you just pleat it around it, just be stitching it. So you can see I'm almost done with the sleeve. It is a very simple process. So now this is the last one, so I just want to show you how to do the finishing. So what you will do, you bend it in those rough edges, you are going to fold it in, and just like bend it in, and then I'm trying to cover now the last piece, because this last piece is like the one that will be outside. So I'm folding in those rough edges because nothing else is covering it. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm just placing it on top, and then I turn it, and then still fold it in, all the rough edges, fold it in, and then I'm just stitching it on top, stitching it as close as possible. So at that end, that part, you just try and manipulate it very well, making sure that it is neat, no rough edges is showing. So at the end of the day, cut out all of the thread. You can see I use a very matching thread. Okay, so I'm just using my hands to arrange it. So that's the original sleeve. I'm just trying to double check. Okay, so your original sleeve, what you do, you turn it with a lining piece. So I've turned my original sleeve, so that's the sleeve. I turn it and then mark the center. You understand? So now I'm going to carry the petal. I'll place it on top like that, and then I'm going to secure it down. So what you want to do, all those petals, that's those flowers, just raise them up and then stitch it inside. So when you do this, the stitch is not going to show. You understand? So just stitch it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to secure the sleeve. So after doing that, you can see, so I've done the other part, so I want to do the other side again also. Yeah, so that's it. I'm just trying to, so after that, you are just going to fold that part inside, and then you stitch the side of your sleeve. So you can see, just fold that in and then stitch, and then that's the armhole area that you are going to fix on the when you stitch the side. So I'll turn it out, so you can see how it looks like. So like I said, mine was a little bit too big at the end of the day. I noticed it. So add all of your beads. If you notice, the original one was beaded. So you can see this is how it looks like at the end of the day. It came out fine. It's just that mine was a little bit bigger than the original one. So put your beadings, put any of your trimmings, all those parts. You can just cover them up with all of your appliques. And then thank you so